Hey guys, welcome to the From Within podcast. I had to grab my mic and get in the studio here because I just finished 3 or 4 different coaching sessions with some business owners, and I had to break down something here. It is too powerful not to share with everyone else. Obviously, I'm not going to drop any names or any current situations, but this one I had to share. Guy jumped on the call, and whenever I do coaching, I always get them to fill out a pre-coaching questionnaire. What have you done to move your life forward, your business forward? We break down some things, and this was very quickly. It was like, I didn't do anything. I was lazy. I rated a 4 out of 10. 5 means you're even. 4 means you went backwards. What are you hoping to get out of this call? Well, it'd be great to talk to Ben. I love that. It was so light and easy and just whipped it together. It wasn't really thoughtful. And so I've been coaching with this guy for, 4 months now. Seen some amazing progress in his company, amazing. He's put in systems. He's got new marketing plans going. He's really starting to see the fruit, but he's been hustling real hard. And so I just wanted to ask him, I said, can I talk to you about what do you do? Have you ever taken any time for yourself? He goes, nope, never. And it was pretty strong. I'm like, do you ever take time off? Or nope. And I said, well, I said, first of all, excuse me. First of all, I just wanted to point out that you said you had a lazy week, but it sounds very judgmental. It sounds like you're sitting and going, yep, lazy. And I'm thinking, I can relate to that, being a performer where I grew up in my life where my own dad would really, really give me praise and attention when I worked hard. And when I didn't, it never, ever really came. It was always negative attention in so many bad ways. But the thing is, when I worked hard, he gave me attention. Well, that framed my belief system where the harder I work, the more love and attention I get. And so I created that. Even when I was doing drugs and struggling and living on the streets, I held a job. Sometimes 2. I was an odd homeless guy. I was banging out work. I was always leadership because I felt like it was the only pathway. It was like a psychological virus that said if I work hard, I get love. And that was how I accepted myself. It was deep. I'm still sometimes wrestle with it to this day, but unbelievable awareness around it. And I realize that I don't have to earn love. I share that story because I can really understand what this guy's going through when he says, and that's my story, but it might be different for him, but I can understand. I have a lot of empathy when it comes to that. When he just says, nope, I'm lazy. I did a lazy day. I didn't do anything. I've got all these things on my list and I've left this, I've left that. And he had just such a hard, he had a smile, but it's just so harsh. So I asked him this. I said, question for you. I said, the one thing I know is that if you're not going to take time for yourself, you call it lazy, I call it selfish. And I said, I need you to think of the word lazy and replace it with selfish, because when you're burning out, when you've worked so hard, and man, have you worked hard. He did such an amazing job the last few months, incredible. It just never is quite enough. I get that. It's an interesting problem entrepreneurs and business owners have. And you always got to look for that next deal or you don't get paid. I get it. You're on all the time. But if you don't spend time recharging, you're going to use the reservoir of energy that's meant to run the system on other people. And I said, how many people right now are you letting down in your business and in your life? He had just done a campaign, a marketing campaign, and he had a group of leads just to follow up on. All he needed to do was do the next step, which is the follow-up. He also knew about someone that had an anniversary coming up, and he wanted to blow their mind, and he's like, I don't know why I'm not doing it. He also had a few other things he needed to get done, and nothing was happening. I said, you see why you're selfish? People need you right now. Your business needs you right now, and you ran yourself so low on energy. You never took that time off, which you were almost like, hey, nope, I don't take time off. And then you call yourself lazy when your body and your environment force you to say you are not moving anywhere because you seriously need to stop, because we can't even run our operating system, our mind, body, and soul, because you've used all the energy and given it all away. His face was like a dead man's face. He just sat there. And I watched him receive that. I watched him take it in. I watched his whole brain reframe it, reprogram it, pulled the old virus out, and I saw a new system and a new operating system, a new way to look at life just hit him. And I asked him about it. He goes, holy crap, because you completely reframed it. And it took years of him calling him lazy. Now, guess what? The most important thing he can do is take a time off to shut his phone off. I said, forward your phone for 3 or 4 hours to your assistant and then check out. I said, what do you do for fun? He goes, I don't know. It's a tough question. And he's like, well, I feel like social life. The social life, I said, he goes, it feels like work. And I used to always, as a kid, all I liked to do was have fun, because I asked him what he'd do as a kid. Really trying to connect to what's fun for him and what recharges him. And it's social. Playing games and sports and all these things. And he says, well, I'm going to a lot of company events and it's social, but they're still referring me. There's still there's people coming to me talking about work. I said, well, that's not social. No wonder it feels like work, because it is work. Then he goes and says, yeah, I guess. I said, I got some homework for you. Now that you've had your big shift, I think you're going to start seeing life a lot differently. You will start taking care of yourself, because if you're going to have a heart to give to people, and you don't take care of yourself, it's selfish. You can't use your own reservoir on everyone else. That's your operating system. It's like taking gas out of your own car and giving it to everybody else, and then you got a car that can't move. How dumb. How dumb. That's not the way to work. I'm hoping people listening right now is having the same reaction as this guy had. You need to reframe how selfish it is when you call yourself lazy. If you're a high performer and you have a few hours off, a lot of times you think, oh man, I could have used that time. I get that. That's me. But if I don't take time off, I know it's selfish. He's committed now he's going to go to call a couple friends. And, it surprised me, because he's kind of a middle-aged guy. He's like, I'm going to go do some virtual reality games. I'm like, now we're talking. And he says, yeah, I'm going to call a couple friends and do that. And then he told me he loved the lake. I said, well, call some of your friends and see if you want to go to the lake. And so he's going to do that. He's now going to self-love, fill his own tank. He's been giving and giving and giving for so long that he ran out of fuel. It's time to recharge. But then I think people might just say, forget it, I'm done. Throw the work away. I'm going to go and check out. But then all these people that you promised to serve, your business needs attention. You can't be a fool. And then just because you burnt out, you shut down your business and let people go to voicemail. Don't take care of the world-class client experience. That's foolishness. So I said to him, here's what you do. I said, you've definitely got a lot of work hanging. And I said, I'll tell you right now, you need to set aside at least 2 hours, 3 hours of intense work to get this shit cleaned up, and then go take time off. I said, don't flip 180. Don't just go a big, like a complete turn and say, I'm just going to go play and have fun now. I need to recharge. That is a self-sabotage. Sit down, take a look at the most important tasks, outsource as much as you can, set up aside where you can have a few hours where you can have all your phones forwarded to your assistant, but get the critical things done that are just hanging. Then go have fun. All of a sudden, I asked him, I said, how's your motivation to get a bunch of this stuff done? He goes, it's crazy. I can't wait. I just want to hang up and just get to work. I want to bang this out so he can have fun. The very thing he needed, it became his motivation. I was sitting there like, oh, this is the best feeling in the world to watch this guy transform right before my eyes. It was so great. I can't wait to connect with him on the next coaching call. I just hope that there's probably millions of people that need to hear this message. I ask you to please forward this. Tell every workaholic, every person that thinks that they're lazy needs to hear this message. If you want, fill your reservoir first, then go help everybody else as soon and set up some times to take care of yourself, and you'll be so much more motivated to bang out the work to get to the place where you can have fun. I will be listening to this podcast myself. I will be reminding myself to not be selfish and take that time. If it costs me one deal because I could not respond the way I want to respond, that's fine, because the amount of deals lost from not paying attention when you're burning out is a far more than just one time where you miss a call. If you have any questions on this, send me a message on Facebook, send a video message, send me something. I want to hear how this has shifted you, because that is my life. I love seeing the transformational happen. Guys, enjoy your day. Make sure you're having fun. Go commit yourself to fun, and you'll realize the work needs to get done. It'll be your motivation. Remember, whenever you call yourself lazy, maybe call yourself selfish. Cheers.